CG worlds with your live action worlds, we need to track the position of the camera, in this case this RE camera over here.
You want me to go?
Yeah. And you'll notice on this camera that there is no tracking markers on it, and it's actually outside the motion capture volume. So in this scenario, we need to figure out the position orientation of the camera, and that's done through the survey camera.
It's on top, right behind the monitor, yeah.
So this little survey camera is looking out there, and it is sampling the environment and doing a real-time action on what it sees. So if you look over on this monitor here, you get a little bit of a view into that. So you can see all those green and red dots. Those are known features that it's locking onto. And because the software knows the information about that sensor, meaning how many pixels are on the board of that sensor and the size, X and Y of the sensor size, we can then back calculate where that camera is. So if I go and move the camera down, so you can see that it's keeping a lock on those feature points that it's found, and it's feeding back to the CG system, the position orientation of the camera. Then we can slap the CG elements together with the live action view from the RE, and they're locked. So this is where the cameraman, you know, if he's interested in this guy, he gets to see that guy and see where he is, and like, you know, his arms are, you know, a foot and a half longer than the actor he's playing. So, you know, if they're doing a shot with that, he'll know where to, how to frame it up. And this is interesting. It's like, you know, right now this guy, he's kind of similar size to our actor, but where we see this being really important, if he was 14 feet tall, you can see just how difficult it would be for a cameraman to know he's got the shot. He's kind of like, I don't know, I think he was there, you know, but maybe he wasn't. You know, a few years ago we used tennis balls on a stick. And you're like, okay, this is his eye line up here, and the camera guy is looking at a tennis ball on a stick, and it's a much different experience. You can actually see that. So it's a nice marriage of the way films have always been made for the people who are doing that to still participate in the CG aspect of it.
So why are the hands of the models so big?
What was the question?
Creative. Yeah, there's
What was that?
why are the hands of the model so big? You mean like she's got big hands?
Yeah.
I imagine the artist maybe stole those hands off another model, like a guy, and built this quickly. I don't know. You know where he got these models, but yeah. So that it has nothing to do with the artist did that.
It's in the script.
The character is called Lisa Big Hands.
The actor for this kind of animations, the different with the other, what's the different criteria to choose the right actor or actress, you know? For choose.
Well, you know, we found,
audition.
you know, it's always about good actors no matter what you do ever. There are actors who struggle. Maybe they're used to reacting off things they can see all the time. So we found in the early days, before lots of film actors had a chance to be exposed to this stuff, theater actors were always very good. They adopted to it right away because they're used to working on a stage and practicing without any sets being built and things like that. But it is about, you know, these guys being able to imagine the world around them, because they're, even though we get to see the side extension and everything, they don't. So they're always having to, you know, keep themselves into that headspace.
We worked with the cinematics director from Ubisoft on the development of teaching materials for the ACTRA, the Performers Union, and one of the points that that he made is exactly what Brett did, is that as the workflow has developed, so that now it really is more like a film and television directing process, that that when he's casting, he's casting the same way he would within a film scenario. He's looking for the best actor for that particular role. The thing about it, though, as Brett was saying, is David Footman, who's the cinematics director, his point was that there's more prep involved. I mean, the actor has to really focus on the fact that they are coming into this type of space and be prepared for that, as opposed to having the costume on and using the costume and the real props in order to be able to get them into character. They have to be prepared to do it otherwise.
On big creature films, typically what you would do is you would have the actors train for months ahead of time. So on Warcraft, where the actors were playing like 9-10 foot tall orcs, they would work on the mocap stage prior to the film being shot for months with an acting coach, and literally walking around, and we would create what we call like a mirror for them. It's essentially a big monitor like this. We turn around so that the actor is looking at it on the stage. So he's kind of scratching his head, he's doing his movement, and he's seeing how the result is on the live character in real time. And they'll just work until their movement is essentially approved by the directors.
One quick question.
How-
Without the tennis balls on the stick, how do you handle eye lines for actors when there's a different scale? So if our creature
Tennis
here
ball on
was,
the stick.
it is right. So it's a boat. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
How senior is him, this guy?
This guy?
Yeah.
He's the best.
Senior, I mean, 10 years, 5 years,
Oh, how senior are you in the acting world?
I'm still pretty new. I'm relatively new as well.
Well, you're a
We're all
genius.
Kind of, coming along with the technology.
I've been here a whole bunch of times to do some of these practical exercises, and I've seen him on all those occasions. So he's had a bunch of time to play with it.
Okay, so why don't we run through the scene that meeting we're in,